If you could hang out with any fictional character, book, movie, TV show, what have you, who would you pick and why?
My original one was going to be Frank from It's Always Sunny because the dude knows how to party, get after it. But this is like when he's creeping in to being like really bad, but he still has the money, you know? So it's like the best of both worlds. But I might have to throw Frank away. And now I'm going 1A, 2B. I know I'm breaking the rules. Give me Red Foreman from That 70s Show. Fellow Packers fan, loves to drink. I'm always pissed off just as much as he is. He won't like me because, maybe I want to go downstairs and hang out with Eric and the gang just for a little bit, but we can always relate on the Packers. But then throw in, and I have no idea why I'm blanking on his name because I love him, but the grandpa from Modern Family, same thing. He's got a lot of money.
Jay Pritchett, baby.
Jay Pritchett. And closets. Maybe you'll give me a good deal. And I get to look at Sofia Vergara, get the sweet pool, and we can watch football as well. You see what I'm doing? As long as there's football and drinking, that's mostly what I'm looking into.
Considering this is fictional, his bloodline is unreal in that show. You just follow Jay Pritchett and the women that come from him at some point. I get it. So that guy is a guy worth being around. Red Foreman, great call too. That 90s show just out either today or yesterday. So I'm not sure how I feel about that.
No, it looks horrible. It looks horrific.
It's the cameos that people want to see.
And it's so cheesy. I get what the show is. That 70s show is cheesy, but this level of cheese is completely different. This is a different side of the deli they're going to.
I haven't seen it yet, but yeah, I'm assuming that you're probably right. Nothing's going to top that 70s show. I have 3 that I was weighing 2. I'll be fast with them. Bill Harding. David, I am a Twister fan. So naturally, Bill Paxton and Twister, if I'm with him for 24 hours, we get to drive around, we get to chase tornadoes, I get to pick his brain, find out a little bit about him. It'd be a great time. Number 2, David, again, I feel like I'm pandering to you more than anyone else. Dr. Gregory House. If you got to be with him for 24 hours, you would learn so much about yourself because he is unfiltered and will tell you whatever is on his mind. And as much as that might be uncomfortable, I think that is a real, true gift to be that unfiltered. It can be a curse too, but there is a lot of great that comes out of that and a lot that affects your friends the same way. And third, NCIS fans out there, Anthony DiNozzo. He is an Ohio State Buckeye. That's for me too. He's just an everyday guy. He's a cool person. He's a guy that you can imagine you would be able to sit down, talk sports over a few beers, but at the same time, that 2 a.m. last call, you can imagine that the conversations you've been having the last couple hours have been unreal. So those are my 3. I think that I'd have a real difficult time choosing between the 3, though.
This dude was the grandpa of Pete Eckhart in the league. When he goes and visits him in the old retirement home, and he keeps trying to sleep around with all the other women, but he's playing it off as he has Alzheimer's and he keeps forgetting who his wife is. What a legend. That's a good call.
Thank you. I appreciate that. David, you asked a question. I know we gave 3 each. Do you have a couple that you've thought of?
I have like 10. I came up with this question without a single even idea in mind. So I was like running down the list earlier, right? Like James Bond, a Transformer, Jack Sparrow, Tony Soprano, Greg House, Harry Potter, Frank.
Hold on, what would you do with a Transformer?
What would you do with Jack Sparrow?
First of all, Jack
what's
Sparrow
on your
would be
agenda?
a fucking lit time, and that would just be a day of. That's like when, if you ask me what president I want to hang out with, I want a booze cruise with fucking George W. Bush. And there's like there's just like no.
That's more than a booze cruise there.
Yeah, you're going skiing too.
Might go to Columbia.
Like, first of all, a Transformer, like, here, copy that car. I want to drive you. Look, I get why that might not be fun from a conversation perspective, but as the car guy in the group, big fan of Transformers.
That's fair. That's fair.
Look, or hear me out, any Adam Sandler character, because they're all married to perfect tens in all of his movies that he casts. Right?
You say that and you'd get the Jack and Jill Adam Sandler.
We don't know. That's not that one.
I'd go Big Daddy Adam Sandler, killer apartment, and go Syracuse. Big Q's fan in that movie.
Yeah, that's a good one. See, that's a good one. Honestly, at the end of the day, I'd probably lean towards like James Bond or probably a Transformer like Bumblebee. I'm a big car guy, but like also a big James Bond fan. And there's no other reasoning behind it other than I just love to fucking be around and drive a Transformer.
Okay, guilty confession as the movie guy of the group. I have never been that big of a Transformer fan. It just never did it for me personally.
It's all about the cars for me.
And
So-
that makes sense.
It has nothing to do. It literally has nothing to do with the quality of the movie, and it's all about the concept of sweet cars. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, then I have a follow-up to that. Fast and Furious, the franchise. Can we agree that first like 5
Paul
movies,
Walker.
unreal fun?
Yeah.
The first 5 movies, and then
No,
they're
I'll
like
take
going
seven.
to the moon.
Seven was a perfect ending, but they just didn't let it die on that movie. 7 was a perfect end to the entire thing.
I could at least entertain 7. I think that 6 is as far as I would go, but it truly, by the end, it's like they're jumping. They're on like the moon, racing fictional things, and then jumping to like a battleship.
The newest one, the last like 3, you might as well just throw in the trash. But you know what? They made them billions. So what do I know?
Well, they're at that point where it's like a Sharknado, right? Or whatever those other crazy movies are. So
It's almost a bit.
That's
You
the
want to know an
appeal.
all-time car movie? All time, Gone in 60 Seconds, probably the best car movie out there.
What about
Good
Cars?
call.
What about Baby
Cars?
Driver?
What about
Baby
fucking
Driver's
Cars?
a good one. I don't know if you would relate that to Cars as much, but
Baby
It
Driver
has
is a
Driver
solid
in
movie, but it's not a car movie.
best car movie, Transporter. All 3 of them. Anything with Jason Statham driving.
I think of Jason Statham. Is it bad? I think of that movie Crank, where his heart has to keep going, so he's like putting on his nipples those damn car jacks or whatever to get the car jumping. Crazy movie. I don't know why I loved it, but I always think of him with that.
My twister is anything with Jason Statham in it. I don't know why. I'm like, this is so unreal. It's such a guy movie. He's just kicking ass in unreal. He's like 5'7" in real life, just laying down the wood. Yeah, he's the man.
I think the first movie that comes to mind when I think of Jason Statham is actually him as Handsome Rob in The Italian Job.
I haven't seen that.
You've never seen The Italian Job?
I haven't.
That's a good one.
I'll have to
That's
put
like
that on the list.
That's a solid like 7.5 out of 10 movie. Like Matt Damon or
Matt
Damon, Charlize Theron, Jason Statham. Who's the villain? He's in oh my god, I can't think of the name. It's a loaded cast, and it's like a solid 7.5 out of 10. Not like the best movie you've ever seen. Really good.
Edward Norton.
Yes, Edward Norton is who I was thinking of.
Damn,
Just
it
a
is loaded.
solid plot with just like it never really gets boring. It's just like a consistent hour and a half, good quality experience.
And that was back in the day when movies were just like an hour 10 to an hour and a half, and they're like, this is cool. Let's just leave it at that. And so
Yeah.
everyone started pumping it up to 2.5 hours.
2.5 now, like what? Avatar 2 is probably going to be like 95 consecutive hours of viewing experience.
People are gonna be stuck in like thinking that they're tripping balls for the rest of their life because of Avatar now.
Well, even like
What's
the
real?
movies, like now when you go back and watch one of those hour and 25-minute movies, when the movie's over, it almost catches me by surprise because I'm like, wait, we don't have like another hour. I expected like 2 more plot twists to come. We just resolved it that easily. Okay, got it.
Like I just watched the season premiere of The Last of Us, and that was an hour and 20. That was basically every 90s movie packed into
Wait.
one episode.
How was it?
Sweet. It was. Did you? I don't know if you guys played the games growing
Big
up.
fan of the
or-
game. Big fan.
Yeah.
Of the game.
So a few of my friends in the group message that I have going, they had played the game too, and they're like, "This is phenomenal." And I've seen clips where there's a lot of, dead on, like the house burning right there in the first, or even the dialogue in it, and just everything is, it's awesome.
Well, I know what I'm doing after the podcast now, boys.
Yeah, strap in, baby.
Now you guys are talking languages I don't know. I only played the like sport games and stuff, so I was like a loser in a different way.